Microphone check one, two, three. Microphone check one, two, three. Yo, what up? Okay, this is part two to the joint. Lost my connection. Sorry about that. It happens. You feel me? All right. So basically, where I'm at right now with the update is I didn't take into consideration that I have 8 9 gigs worth of samples on the joint, drum samples, drum kits, all of this stuff. And so basically, what Intuit, the company that makes Beatmaker, was saying their Instagram and on their Twitter is that you need to go make some coffee. Wow. Because it's going to scan your entire database. And so I didn't think that. Uh, I see you're back on. Yeah, Hassan. And I'm going to finish answering your question too, bro. Um, but what they were saying was go and make some coffee because it's got to scan your entire database. And I didn't realize that. I didn't think about how long it first time. I did a system rescan, and so did a system rescan. But when you're in the settings, just go do something else. Anyways, yeah, throw a thumbs up on the video if you can. So yeah, Hassan, back to what you were saying about Beatmaker 3 and a MIDI controller, right? So I think you were saying you already have a camera connection kit, you already have a USB hub. If you don't have those, you need to go get them because you need to plug the USB hub into a power source like an outlet, you feel me? So that you can supply juice to your mini. Some iPads will let you suck juice out of it, for lack of a better way to say that. But you can mess up your port on your iPad, and you can also do some damage to your motherboard because the juice is not necessarily meant to travel out of the iPad in, I guess you would say, high voltage. It's not really a lot of high voltage because it's an iPad, but I mean, if you're sucking juice out of it and it has to supply those little circuits and your freaking iPad screen with electricity, you don't want to be sucking juice out of it and the juice going the other way. You feel me? So, um, you want to plug your mini up into the hub so that it will supply juice, but then it will also take the USB signal backward and forward to and from the mini. So then, boom, you can send those signals through the camera kit. The camera kit, it's all ones and zeros anyway. Computers are just ones and zeros. That's why we like people are like, what DAW do you use? I'm like, they all the same. Like, nah, Fruity Loops is better than Pro Tools or whatever. It's like it's all ones and zeros. Computers, iPads, phones, all of this stuff. It's just ones and zeros. That's the only thing that computers recognize. Anyway, so um, this is really a tutorial for I guess for people who have iPads right now because it's taking a long time for this to upload. I mean to scan. Anyways, so all ones and zeros, right? So your camera connection kit will send that information from your controller into the iPad, and then there's codecs inside of Beatmaker. Um, Actually, inside the iPad itself, that will recognize basic USB and MIDI data. So when you open Beatmaker 3, it will show inside of the MIDI devices the AKAI PK Mini or whatever else you plug into it. It will know the name. So uh, that's how you do that. I actually have a video on how to do that somewhere. So if you hit me up on Instagram, shoot me a follow. I'm on Snappity Chat and all of that crap. I just like to say Snappity Chat because I'm getting older. I know it's Snapchat, Twitter, all that good stuff, Facebook, whatever. So yeah, once you plug it in, you good to go, man. After that, it's all on your skill level. It can really help you. I can't help you with your skill level, bro. That's gonna take time, and it's gonna take years of practice. All right, so this is taking quite a while. I may have to take a do a third video, but that one I'll probably do it a lot differently. It won't be live. I just wanted to go live to give the live view and aspect and all of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can get a chance to ask me questions and interact with me. You feel me? But looks like this is not happening fast enough for my taste. So yeah. So Hassan, how long have you been using Beatmaker 3? Cause the app itself, man, is it's intuitive, man. You don't really need a controller. It's a luxury. Like the iPad itself is real. Who needs an iPad? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need an iPad, especially if you have a laptop. You know what I'm saying? But if you have a controller and an iPad with all of that stuff, it's a luxury. But you could use the iPad and make beats uh, without a Tay B in the building. What's good, man? You just got an iPad. That's dope. Uh, yeah, you can make beats on the iPad without a controller. I mean, it's touchscreen, so you have the just wherever you at in on a road trip in the back seat, or you know at the freaking breakfast table, banging out a beat, or wherever. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got your iPad or whatever. Sometimes for me, I would say it's kind of cumbersome to, you got an idea for a beat. If you're not really just trying to sit down and have like a long session, if you're just trying to get an idea down, it's kind of cumbersome if you don't already have the MIDI controller set up. Like to go through that whole process of taking the MIDI controller out, finding the right cable, plugging it into the USB hub, make sure the USB hub plugged in, put it to the camera connection kit, making sure you don't freaking break your iPad port. All of that stuff is whack, which is why I would say it's better to make the transition into doing Bluetooth. They have some Bluetooth controllers out, like keyboards and pad controllers already. But there's a company that you guys probably seen me mention on my channel before called Retro Nims. And Retro Nims, hold on, Tay B, been grinding and got to school. Hold on one second. I don't want to. I almost blocked you, bro. I almost blocked you, son. Been grinding and got to school and go to school, going to school. Been seeing these live stream alerts going crazy. Keep up. Sorry, it keeps disappearing. Keep up the good work in public service 100. Yeah, been going to school. Yeah, man, stick with school, man, and keep making them good grades, man, and let me know when you graduate, man. Keep me updated on your progress. I know you're gonna be great, man. All right, not so much. I've been using GarageBand, FL Studio Mobile, Android tablet, Studio Mobile, Android tablet as well. Yeah, Android tech really hasn't impressed me much. But GarageBand on any platform, you can make a banger with that. I'm dangerous with GarageBand. I'm actually dangerous with most DAWs because I understand again that it's all ones and zeros, and it doesn't matter what. It's kind of like a battle, right? Like if you fighting your enemy, right? It doesn't matter what weapon you have. It matters how much skill you have with that particular weapon, right? And so if you have, it doesn't matter if you have a sword or a dagger or you know what I'm saying. That's one of the dope things about kung fu, right? Kung fu, you got tiger style, you got dragon fist, you got horse fist, you got crane style, you got lotus, flying lotus. You got all these different styles, snake style, monkey style. My favorite, drunken monkey. You got all these different styles. You got drunken master, all of that. The guy who's the most skilled is the one who wins the fight. So once you get to a certain skill level in audio in general, just with your ears and your hands, it don't matter what you use. Tay B, that's real game right there. It's all on the user. Yeah, man, cause like, I mean, you limit yourself sometimes if you got whack monitors or if you got a studio with that doesn't give you a true representation of the sound, then yeah, of course you're gonna mix it down whack. Cause I done heard some stuff that sound like they mixed it down inside of a tin can. I'm like, bruh, how in the world did you come up with that sound with all of this equipment? Like, bruh, really? And sometimes it is the monitors, it's the speakers, sometimes headphones. But theoretically, you can mix with your eyes and with your ears. So it just really depends. You know what I'm saying on your skill level. They say you shouldn't mix with your eyes, but sometimes it's important to watch those levels. You know what I'm saying, and you feel it in your stomach, but you also can see it with your, and it's a combination of both. But that comes with time where you guys will figure out, mixing and mastering and all that stuff. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why this channel is so. I guess you would say it's growing so quickly because nobody really takes the time out to break down intricate stuff like this, and y'all have been staring at the Beatmaker screen for like 2 minutes. I know. All right, so let me just go to one of my beats that I made. It's called Happy Place. So basically, I was talking to my baby sister, and she was like, I was in a bad mood. She was like, "You need to go to your happy place." All right, so it's my happy place. So you know what? Before I do this, I want to go back to the updates and just kind of nerd out a little bit. If you guys will bear with me, and I just want to kind of look at. If you guys got any more questions, let me know. I want to look at some of these specs that they did in the update. And so, into if you guys are watching, thanks. I appreciate it. Appreciate the dope app and the updates, man. I'm typing search, but the joint looks like a new YouTube comment. Me commented, "What up, me?" Looks like I'm talking to myself, right? No, but me commented, "Why do people have such whack YouTube usernames? Like, it's like when I was a shorty, the Simpsons were on like the first couple seasons, whatever, and then Bart would be like calling Moe's Tavern, and he'll say something like, "My name is Eat My last name Shorts," and then Moe would be like, "Yo, I need Eat My." Or something like that. Will somebody please eat my shorts or something like that? And then everybody in the bar will bust out laughing. That's the way that I look at some of these YouTube names. It's crazy. And for some reason, I can't get my app store to open up. I'm clearly typing in app store, and it usually kind of pops up as soon as I type in a couple characters. Anyways, yeah, these YouTube names are whack. Wizak. All right. Again, guys, please throw a like on the video. I'm gonna cancel this and then I'm gonna try again. Maybe not. Mo always falls for Bart's phone pranks, right? Oh man, I'm kind of giving away my age a little bit for y'all to. I was in sixth grade when The Simpsons first came out, bro, and The Simpsons have been on for like over 20 seasons, over 20 seasons. So that'll give you guys a idea of how long I've been up in the game. But yeah, The Simpsons is The Simpsons knocked the Cosby Show off the longest running sitcom, a freaking cartoon. It's crazy. Speaking of The Simpsons, man, if you guys go to my link in my description, there's a sample pack in there for free. It'll take you to my selfie page, and it's got like some Homer samples in there and some Bizart samples and some you know uh, some samples of what the heck. I can't open my freaking app store. This is so frustrating, and I'm sitting here like talking, giving you guys filler. All right, let me go into my settings folder, and I know that I got my app store now. Freaking A, man. This shouldn't take like 15 years. But yeah, one thing I noticed, man, that's popping right now or making a really quick come up is lo-fi music. A lot of cats are emulating like low quality recordings, um, Sony Walkman type sounds. It's pretty dope. Yeah, it's got the dough in there. It's a couple different versions of dough. It's got the woohoo in there. It's got the beer, beer, chocolate. It's got the Homer joints in there. It's got the uh it's got a couple Skinner samples in there too. See you in hell. And the kids in the classroom screaming, ah, just some crazy stuff. So yeah, go and grab that joint. Anyways, I want to kind of read some of these specs just so I know what I'm looking for, looking at. Um, where samples is it at again? Okay, like if you go into the description box of this video or any one of my videos, one of my latest, you might not be able to go into the description box of this video until it processes. But most of my videos have a description box addition where it says free samples, download samples at, and then you'll see selfie.com/brother. So then you just go there and then you'll just scroll. I've been thinking about working on a EP. I kind of like took a big break. Why is my iPad moving so slow? Can somebody please tell me why? Um, I think about working on an EP. I took a break from rap to really like dig into mobile production and to dig into. I got a couple different things that I was doing at the time, NPC Essentials, and just really like getting good at it. And so now that I'm great at using a lot of these different apps and whatnot. Thinking about doing a EP project or maybe even an album project. It's been a while since I wrote an album, but my platform on this particular YouTube channel is decent, and so as my numbers grow, I'm thinking about putting something out there and see what you guys think about it. But beginning stages, you feel me? Yeah, my iPad is really going through it right now. What I'm going to try to do, I'm gonna reboot Beatmaker. So y'all seeing my trials and my tribulations like firsthand. Throw that platinum plaques on there. You like that platinum plaques joint? Yeah, man. I got two SoundCloud channels. One is Brulla for my rap stuff, my artistry, and then the Brulla music page on SoundCloud is Beats. And so I use that for my sound sample packs, all of that good stuff. So I appreciate that. Platinum Plex is a pretty dope song. It's actually two versions of that song. Um, and Tyler, the other guys on there, Tyler Christian, he was like, man, that song is dope. Can I get a verse on it? And so I was like, sure, little buddy, let's do it. So we started rocking. Man, this is really slow. I might need to reboot the joint. But yeah, um, This is really frozen. And that joint is really, really frozen. Yeah, I probably would put that platinum plaques on there, bro. You know, my iPad would embarrass me in front of company, right? That's just the way that it goes. This is new red screen. This is tripped out. I think my iPad is mad. It's got it turned red on me. Yeah, man, that video that we did for Platinum Plaques, Tay B, took a couple days for us to sync up time and places and all that stuff, and then I did all the editing myself. People think it's easy to like make music these days, but it's really not as easy as people think because I mean it's easier in the sense that we have more technology. Like you don't have to go pay somebody 50K for a video, but at the same time, when it comes to actually shooting a video, no, I'm sorry, writing a song, recording the lyrics, making a beat, mixing it down, mastering it, taking it from that point to, coming up with a concept for the video, getting the people together and freaking uh, shooting the video, getting somebody dope to edit it, or if you're going to edit it yourself, it's very time consuming, all of it. And coming up with something dope at the end is it's not the easiest thing to do, but it's definitely doable. You feel me? It's definitely doable. So it looks like I had to restart these apps. I don't know what happened. I think Beatmaker 3 might have just been massive on my RAM inside of my iPad, so it's just kind of difficult. I know I've been doing that all me. It's all been like clawing and scratching. You feel me? Like I didn't put any money into audio school or video school or any of that stuff. And I just picked up a book. One of my best resources is the freaking local library. I love to read. I'm a nerd. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of it. Like I don't care what people think. Like I used to try to be cool all the time, and just kind of, hide the fact that I'm smart and I like, what I'm saying, just to be cool. But, I got to a point where it's just like, I'm not gonna be dumb to be cool. Like, it's cool to be smart. Like, not everybody knows about computers. Not everybody knows how to make beats. Like, that's cool. Anyways, speaking of being nerdy, um, looks like the effects panel's changed. Mixer levels can be switched. Read that earlier. Change colors of the mixer. Add RMS peak switch. Ah, that's lovely. Simply press the drop down button. Show the option panel. Excellent. Huge now. That's cool. Okay. Added a channel strip size. What? Added a channel strip size switch in the mixer so you can change. So you could probably minimize and maximize just like most regular computer DAWs. That's dope. The ZillDB graduation is now prominent on the mixer channel meters. That's important. You want to know when you're clipping. Renamed quantization recording option to quantize note ons and offs. That's excellent. Uh, mono- metronome. Metronome options are now in a separate panel. Okay, to display a long press the metronome icon in the transport bar. Excelente. Added metronome volume. Ah, excellent. New metronome panel. That's great. Uh, all pass filter. Excellent. That 6 band EQ is amazing, bro. Not very many. I don't think any other apps have more than 3 bands. So that's pretty. And you can add however many EQs on one track or sample that you want. So essentially, you could make your own 24 band EQ on one track just by adding um, four different 6 band EQs and then just going in there and tweaking the shelving and the filtering. But that's kind of advanced for you guys. Anyways, dynamic effects improvements, good. Added toolbar to copy paste to clear when entering select mode on the main. Okay, that's dope. When entering pad select mode, disable repeat pad select. When entering pad select mode, disable repeat. Okay, I guess there's a disable repeat or repeat disable in the select mode. That's kind of confusing. Pressing the browser headers and the plugins list headers will quickly jump back to the beginning of the list. Okay, I'll see that when I see it. Save and restore full screen, sample editor, time, reference. One thing I would like for them to add is a quick save button. Just somewhere you just hit it real quick, like bam bam. That would be dope. Um, it's possible to set any color on the tracks, banks, and pads with the RGB color selector in the track panel. I thought you could already do that, but it's all good. It's now possible to set any color. Cool. Keep order in which the parameters are now connected to the macros and the macro setup. Okay, the macro setup has the panel. Audio tracks can now use any other tracks as their audio input. Oh, that is so lush. That's plush right there, not lush. You can bounce any track to any track now. That is forward. Bravo, bravo. Standing ovation. All right. You can bounce any track to any. That's dope. In the sound store, you can now see which pack you already own. Needed that already. Glad they finally did it because like you can download. Well, you used to be able to download the same sample sound generator like 15 times, and it would never stop you from downloading it again. So being able to see which ones you own is dope. It's now possible to reassign focus actions to another device. Okay. So I'll see that when I see it. Display sample bit depth. Ah, that's plush. All right. VSTs have better timing and accuracy. That's dope. MIDI better accuracy. In the settings, actually, Beatmaker 3 is kind of like one of the first apps that you could hook a control up to, and then you had zero latency. Like you hit the pad and the sample sounds off as soon as you hit the pad. They kind of like mastered that before anybody ever like knew that the technology existed. It's pretty dope. All right, in the settings, it's now possible to set the iOS audio system in high quality mode, aka measurement. This mode is intended for apps that need to minimize the amount of system supplies. Yeah, I need that because I don't have a lot of RAM on this joint. All right, sample plugins. When double tapping the sequencer stop button, don't send note offs messages on all 128 keys, 16 channels. Zoom the maximum level when long pressing sample editor plus button. Sample editor plus. Maximum level. Okay, that's the editor for the samples. You hold the plus button down and it goes all the way in. All right, cool. Slices can now be exported to separate samples. I thought I could already do that when I saved, but that's cool. They will be saved in the main samples directory. Yeah, I was already doing that. Sequencer added an arm button to enable disable track recording. I thought we already had that, but cool. Bug fixes, I really don't care about those, but it's good that somebody's working on them because it's like, hey, can y'all fix this? Thank you. All right, effects presets can now create macros, full screen, blah, 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 MIDI, VSTs, quantized notes, bank groups, properly. All right, cool. So it's got the website information there, all of that good stuff. Um, Let me close this out real quick. I'm gonna need to grab that app ASAP. Bro, you were sleeping, man. Uh, it's on sale 24 bucks. It was on sale for like 19 when it first came out. That was the first two. But after I guess another few days or week, it's gonna go back up to regular price. I think it's like $50 or whatever. So if you're gonna get it, the time is today. The time is now. But yeah, this is like the best, the best. Now there's two competitors, three actually, well four. There's four competitors. You got Beatmaker 3, right? But then you also have this other app called Aria, which I haven't tried. It's like a $50, $60 app. Um, but the other three competitors are GarageBand. You have what's the other ones? GarageBand. You have oh yeah, Retro Nims. I was talking about Retro Nims earlier. Let me go back to what I was talking about earlier. Then I'll bring it back to this. Retro Nims has a device that they made called the Wedge, WEJ, and to make your iPad a little bit more convenient for beat making, the Wedge will Bluetooth all of your like USB devices. You just plug them in, and it will charge your iPad while you just lay it. It's pretty cool. Anyways, fast forward. Retronims made IMPC on the iPhone. They dropped IMPC Pro on the iPad, and now it's a rival for Beatmaker. It's called IMPC Pro 2. You can record audio tracks and all of that stuff on it. I don't have it, but from what I'm reading, it's kind of going hard. And one of the plus signs that I would say that having IMPC Pro 2 is I use my main DAW right now is MPC Studio 2.0. And what I was able to do with my MPC Essentials files is open them up inside of MPC Studio. All MPCs use the same freaking platform. It's dope all the way across. So if you use an MPC 2000, a 3000, a 4000, a 5000, a 500, if you can get the files, use MPC uh, Essentials or Studio in any version, all of the files work in all of the other platforms. It's just a matter of the way that you import them. And so I was saying all of that to say that IMPC Pro 2, from what I'm reading, you can export the session, the whole entire project, losing connection. Check one, two. Lost my connect. Tay-B, they in the production game to new levels. Hassan, yo, to that be talking about. All right, cool, cool, cool. Man, y'all left a lot of messages when I lost my connection. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of check out what's new in this joint. Let's see here. Let me check this chat room one more time. I'm almost at like 40 minutes. I'm not gonna stay on this mug too much longer. All right, so my quantized bar should be new. Note ons, note offs, just like they said. They did what they promised. All right, I'm being silly. Um, let's see. Am I broadcasting? I'm not sure if I'm broadcasting or not. My screen looks kind of whack. All right, cool. Yo, Tay-B, type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something so I can see how quick my timing is. That would be dope if you could do that, brother. All right, cool. It's black. Yeah, my camera went out. Hmm. All right, y'all stay tight real quick and let me figure out what's going on with my camera. Hang tight. All right, cool. Looks like I got my camera back tight. Does what happen all the time? Hassan, you asked a question, does it happen all the time? Yeah, sometimes it does. I have a kind of like a slow connection. All right, so note on, note off's cool. If y'all got any questions, hit me up. I'm gonna just kind of go through this all the way. My camera, nah, the camera doesn't do that all the time. That was kind of like a glitch in my OS, my operating system. So I'm glad that it's fixed now. All right, cool. I want to check out the mixer, and it was saying that you can change the size, use classic colors, metering mode, peak, RMS. I like that. Channel size normal, large, small. Oh, that's pretty dope. See that right there? That's for y'all dudes. They got them. Y'all got them big sausage fingers. Anyways, all right. So I'm gonna change this back to small. That's dope. That's a nice little addition. They were saying that you can do a couple different things with the effects here and the colors. Um, I'm not gonna mess with that right now. Maybe I'll look at that later. They added the percentages, and these knobs act like actual macro knobs. What I do, real quick, guys, since y'all are here hanging tough with me, what I do with my macros, I only set up 8, right? So I'll go to I got my hand on the screen. I'll go to the settings, right? And then when it comes to the macros, I will use the MIDI learn, and then I will. Okay, where's the macros at? Did I pass them? Yeah, I did. So I'll go to macro one, right? Then I will select it, and then I'll just tweak knob one on my mini, and then it'll map out my. I did a video on this already, but it will map out knob one to knob one. So when you go into the macros and the effects, whatever effect you have, like damping or sustain or whatever, this is the piano that you have on this, you can control it with the MIDI knob. So you have to map that out. That was such a headache when I first got my mini. I'm like, what the heck are these knobs for? What can I do with these knobs? But you got to map the knobs out. All right, so I can't remember everything that I was reading that you can do now. Not my banks. That's cool. Right, Taby? I'm going to bust somebody upside the head with this thing if I can't figure out what these knobs do. All right, that's my young piano. And if you don't have your keyboard, you just drop the joint down to 64 pad mode. Looks like I can play all the way up to C7. If you're not good at playing the piano, you can like put the joint on scales. You can tell it you only want the major scales. Let's just say I want a blues scale. It's only gonna give me blues notes. You feel me? So that's pretty slick right there. You got chords too. Let me change this back to no scale. You can go to chords. Let's say you want to play a major seventh. You feel me? Y'all getting a lot of information on this tutorial right here. This wasn't even meant to be a tutorial. But then you can also, let me turn the chords off. Your note repeat joint down here, like if you got hi-hats you playing, you can highlight it, and then so that will let it know that it's on. And so you can play the levels here. So let's just say I pick 16 triplet notes. You can also bring the volume up and down for the actual individual note. So let's just say I want this to only play here. When I hit it, it's only going to play at that level. So sometimes this little area here is good when you're playing hi-hats and you want to give them like a real feel with no quantize on it. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty dope. Anyways, let's see. The two biggest things that I wanted to see was the quantize joint in the update, and then also the mixer, and then also how you can, change the colors to anything you want now, which that's dope. You know, I'm kind of hesitating on whether I want to play this beat for y'all or not because I'm thinking about writing a song to this. um, this is my sample. Oh yeah, tomorrow is a sample flip Sunday too, so make sure y'all come back to the channel tomorrow when y'all see me go live. I'm gonna flip a sample live. Uh, is this the drums or the sample? I think this is the drums. So I'll place the sample. I think in G1. No, it's the strings. One. Oh yeah, they added the freaking arm a track, so you can arm the track live right here. That's dope. That is dope. Which I wouldn't want to record on. I wouldn't want all of these live at once. I would just want one. But that's the template that I set up. This is basically every time I open Beatmaker, I get kick, snare, hi hat, bass, sample, blah, blah, blah. If any of y'all want this template, I can shoot it to you um, on Dropbox or something, or I can email it to you. All right, so my sample is here. Let me solo the sample. This is what the sample sounds like. Wait, let me give it some. Oh yeah, another thing that they added was when you double press the stop button, it stops playing everything. It stops sending MIDI notes out to you. Because you can essentially, with your USB hub, if you have a MIDI through device or something, you could hook up 15 different keyboards to this mug and be writing the notes here like Fruity Loops. You could be writing the notes here and then be controlling other modules, other keyboards and stuff like that. You just have to work on the freaking, you have to go to the kick in the mixer, right? And then you have to go to the routing, the MIDI routing. I do not want to get all off into that right now. Anyways, this is what the sample sounds like. Getting too far ahead of myself. Let me play it a little louder. It's a nice little mellow sample. I can see where they highlighted the zero level as well. Here's the drums. So these are the classic colors, and then everything's green here. I like the colors. It's pretty dope. I think I'm gonna stick to the fat channels because ooh, man, sorry about that, guys. Make sure my camera's tight. Sorry about that. I like being able to scroll through my channels like this. So you got your mute and your solo joint up at the bottom. What's stripped out about this particular drum kit, I'm gonna double tap. See how everything stops. See, that's a loop. So like if I play this drum loop, it will keep playing because it's a one shot. But if I double tap on the stop button, it's pretty dope. And you can map your mini out, your pads or your control when you hit the CC or you hit the the group or the bank knob. I can't remember what the other knob is. You can map the control panel out to your pads on your mini if you want. But you gotta take a little time to figure out how to do that. So, um, I guess that pretty much does it for this tutorial, guys. I really didn't mean for it to be a tutorial, but it turned out to be one. So, Taby, thanks for the feedback on the beat. What you think? Hassan, what you think about the beat? Dennis, what's cracking, man? I just noticed that you came in. I was kind of distracted. I wasn't looking at the chat. Where you from, bro? I'm gonna chop it up with you for a minute before I get off of this thing. Um, I'll show y'all one more thing in the editor. All right, so this sample right here, um, it's drums, but the original tempo, Detroit is in the building. What up, boss? Um, this sample right here originally is not at this tempo. I have the live stretch on. So if I turn the live stretch off, you guys will hear. Actually, I have the live stretch on and it's matching this tempo, but I think the original tempo was somewhere in here. But when I turn the live stretch on, it matches this tempo. So if I was to speed the tempo up, it would match the tempo. Wait a minute, no, that's the original. One more time. So I speed up the tempo, now it plays the sample at the same tempo. And I have the same thing enabled on my other track, which is the piano sample, which is here. Somebody just said something in the chat box. Sorry about that. This fly sound like some upper echelon grown up music. Yeah, it's kind of slow because I like boom bap. It's a trap sample, but I slowed it down to boom bap status. You feel what I'm saying? It's just some forward movement. Um, so my sample is here. So you can see that the sample is sped up as well. So even if I made this something crazy like 200 or 180, I guess that's the limit. It speeds it all the way up to 180. But my original tempo is 90. That's where I wanted it. That's the pocket for this particular beat or song or whatever. So that comes in handy when I'm sampling vinyl records and stuff like that. Sounds like Jay-Z Big Pimpin'. Cool. I don't know who made that beat, by the way. You made me want to go look that up. I listened to it, so it ain't that out the loop. Cole, appreciate that, Dennis. Appreciate that, Hassan. Appreciate that, Tay B. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna be up out of here, man. Uh, Thanks for coming through, Hassan, Dennis, Edgar, Tay B, everybody. And yeah, Shabbat, it's been another one. It's been another one. All right, y'all. Holla.